Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Leprince. I'm an independent artist, and this is the first episode of Rockstar Diaries, the series where I talk about the journey to, becoming a rock star. Now, before we get started, I want to preface what I mean when I say rock star, because I'm not just talking about making music. I mean all of it. I mean creating an artistic world and a platform where I'm uplifting marginalized voices and bringing awareness to certain social issues that seem taboo. I want to bring them to the forefront and be like, hey, these people are feeling these things. I'm feeling these things. We're feeling these things. So what now? Anyway, for this first episode, I wanted to kind of talk about my journey up until this point because I realized that you guys have no idea who the fuck I am. So I thought I would explain that just a little bit. So for starters, hey, I'm Jay. I'm currently 20 years old. I've been making music since I was 15. During COVID is when I started making music, but I actually didn't get my start in the arts through music. I got my start in dance. Michael Jackson The Experience came out when I was a kid, and I was just super inspired by that game to dance and keep dancing. Now, post-COVID, I transitioned a lot more into the theatrical space because I started singing and I started kind of playing around with my singing voice during COVID, and then I wanted to apply it, and so I started doing musical theater. I got involved with this competitive theater company. I was able to work as a choreographer at that theater company. I've won awards such as Best Actor and Excellence in Student Choreography. I've gotten the opportunity to perform alongside some amazing people like Adam Jacobs, who is the OG Broadway Aladdin, which I never in a million years thought I would be able to get to do, but I did thanks to the uplifting of this theater company. And then I got to college in New York, and I didn't exactly know why, but I didn't feel the want to do theater anymore. And I felt more of a pull to just focus on dance because I felt like I had only ever been a choreographer. Every time I did a show, I was pretty much in the front dancing the entire time. And so I was like, let me just focus on my dance for a bit. So, I went to class, I trained a bit. I was able to choreograph this off Broadway musical. I was able to choreograph for a couple of dance showcases, teach a couple classes, and eventually led to me dancing for the Jonas Brothers at one point, which that in itself was insane. I never thought I would get to do that. However, despite all the artistic stuff that I was doing, I still wasn't going to college for it. I don't know why, but the idea of going to college for something that I had been doing by myself for so long just felt A, redundant, and B, I just knew that there was no way I was going to be. I got into an acting class and I just could not agree with the theories and practices that they were trying to implement onto me because it felt like it was created for somebody else, not for me. And then on top of that, I've pretty much always been the way that I am in terms of my voice, in terms of my personality, in terms of my level of rebelliousness. I've always been the same way, and that necessarily wasn't popular in a lot of theater spaces, especially my singing voice, because I feel like my singing voice is a lot more robust and raw. I didn't really thrive in a lot of theater spaces because I wasn't seen as this beautiful, clean tone tenor. Or when it came to dance, I wasn't this absolutely technically perfect ballet dancer. And because I was neither of those things, it was hard to feel accepted in either of those spaces. Despite everything I was feeling, I was still lined up to go to this dance conservatory this summer. Everything was perfect. I literally was gonna hit the ground running with dance and it was gonna be amazing. And then literally the day before I was supposed to leave, me and my parents had to have a sit-down conversation where, because of everything going on with food and healthcare and the government, we could no longer afford for me to go because it wasn't like college where we got assistance. It was pretty much a lot of money out of pocket all at one time, and we just couldn't do that. And so I had to make the decision to no longer go to the dance conservatory, unfortunately. I was feeling so insanely lost for a good month. I had never felt that level of disappointment, of pain, of getting so close to everything you've worked for and then just it being yanked away through no choice of your own, through the workings of the universe. And I sat contemplating with myself, what the fuck am I gonna do now? I dropped out of regular college. I don't want to go back because I cannot sit in a lecture class again. I don't know what the fuck to do with myself. And then I remembered, dude, you make music. You've been making music this entire time. Now, when it comes to music, I kind of literally had to teach myself everything because anytime I went to a voice lesson, once again, it felt like I was getting advice that should have been given to somebody else with a different voice. or anytime that I would like someone would try to teach me how to produce, I would just not understand it the same way that they understand it. So when COVID rolled around, I was so inspired by like all of the indie artists that were blowing up at the time, like Benny, like Isaac Dunbar, like Billy at the time was blowing up a lot. I just felt so inspired that I started making my own stuff, and I have been making my own stuff throughout high school, but I never showed anybody because I wasn't confident, and I was like, you're a dancer, Jay. Don't worry about music. Don't worry about singing. And everybody always said to me, you're dancer first, you're dancer first, you're dancer first, you're dancer first. And it got into my head. But earlier this summer, I got a DistroKid membership, and I was like, fuck it. I don't care anymore. I actually cannot feel embarrassment in the slightest for anything that I do. So therefore, I'm just going to put out the music because who gives a fuck? And here we are now. I moved back in with my parents. I am here in Florida, unfortunately. And I am just doing anything and everything creative that I can. I'm making so much music, upgrading my skills every single day. I'm still dancing. I'm still going to take class. I'm still dancing all over my TikTok, as you can see. And I think that I'm actually genuinely in a place of creative freedom, and the first time in my life where I feel like I am at a true jumping off point. Like, there is truly no lower that I can go from here, because I am a nobody that makes music in my bedroom closet and I post it to Spotify and I just pray and hope that people see it. So there's absolutely no lower that I can go than this. So only way to go is up from here, basically. But anyway, yeah, that's me. That's my journey. Theater kid turned semi-professional theater kid, turned semi-professional dancer, turned now just do whatever the fuck I want to do. Now, if you've watched this far, thank you. Be sure to check out all of my music. I have a mixtape out now called Grit Grunge Glitz, which I spent all summer working on. It's a bunch of like EDM tracks / dance tracks / rock tracks / whatever the fuck I felt like making at the time. A lot of different emotions, a lot of gay stuff, a lot of sad stuff. Hopefully you enjoy it, and I'm working on a lot of new stuff now. I promise that future episodes of this will be more the actual process of me making the music and less me just kind of sitting in your face and talking. But thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to talk to you guys next.